Hey guys, this is Giga from Polenar Tactical. You may know us by our more or less entertaining and sometimes even educational firearm videos that we post on YouTube. Today I need to talk to you about a very important and urgent matter. After the tragic Paris terrorist attacks, the European Commission used the fear and confusion to push forward restrictive firearm laws that they are now trying to impose on all European countries. Let's think about that for a second. In both attacks in France, terrorists used illegal, fully automatic weapons, explosives that they purchased on the black market, and now the European Commission wants to ban semi-automatic, legally owned firearms. Where's the logic in that? Let's say that somehow they managed to ban and confiscate all legally owned firearms in Europe. Criminals, mafia, and terrorists will still be able to get them. No matter how strict the regulations, they will still be able to get firearms. They always had and they always will. The only thing that the European Commission would achieve by that is they would remove firearms from citizens that actually care and abide by the law. First, they would like to ban all full auto firearms that are now legally owned by some collectors and private military museums. These are mostly firearms from the Second World War era or even older. Second, they would like to ban all legally owned semi-automatic rifles that resemble military or fully automatic ones. If you know anything about firearms, you know that most modern rifles, semi-automatic ones, even sport rifles, are in some way similar or descendant from a military-style rifle or a full automatic one. Third, they would like to ban or register deactivated firearms. Those are guns that were destroyed by a special procedure and made inoperable and are now considered as not firearms anymore. Fourth, they would like to register blank firing replicas, salute guns, and signal flares. European Union already has strict gun laws and legal firearm owners are not a problem. It's really hard to get a license and you can easily lose it if you break the law. Also, all legal firearms in Europe are registered and cannot be sold without permission of the state. The current regulations are quite effective because there are not many cases where legal firearms would get into the wrong hands. I personally think that the biggest problem is black market. The European policy on open borders is ideal for smugglers. So why is the European Commission trying to restrict legal firearms? That's probably because it's easier to accept populistic laws than actually solve the problem. Look, I'm a sport shooter, a legal firearm owner for 8 years now. I own multiple semi-automatic rifles and pistols and most of them look similar to the military ones. Why? Because I use them for competition and I also like how they look. These rifles behind me are no more or less dangerous than any other semi-automatic sport rifle. The only difference is that to uneducated people, these ones probably look scarier. In European Union, there are millions of firearm owners like me. Hunters, sport shooters, collectors. These are all law-abiding citizens that are not the problem. We are not violent, we are not militant, and we are not extremists. And we think it's not fair that we should be now punished for something that even the strictest firearm laws could not prevent. Okay, so what can you do to help us? First, there's a petition going around and you can sign that. That's the easiest part. The problem is that we're not even sure if this petition would help. So the second thing you should do is write to the European Commission and write to the MPs. Let them know about this issue, ask questions, tell them how this regards you and what are your thoughts about this. Please, be polite and use good arguments. You can find a link to the petition and some other useful documents down below. Thank you for watching and thank you for your support.